Hey, this is Walt with Buck Auto Body Parts. Just doing another update on the 67 Chevy Pickup. I've been very busy today working on the back end of the truck. As you can see, we got it pretty much torn apart. Took all the suspension off. There was a set of helper springs on it. We got those off. So pulled the center cross member out of the back. This went back here. You can see where we drilled these out. What we're going to do is move this. So that cross member was right there. We're going to move it just a little bit forward and weld it in there. Back here we're going to put aluminum fuel cell since we took the tank out of the truck, or out of the cab I should say. But yeah, so going to work on getting this frame cleaned up. Right now, just probably going to wire wheel it down, try to get as much of the rust off as possible, not getting too carried away with making it super clean, and not going to sandblast it or do anything like that. We're going to use our zero rust paint, put that on there, and that should be about it. Once everything's on, you don't see a whole lot of the frame, maybe through the wheel well a little bit, but that's about it. So we're going to get that cleaned up. We're going to run new brake lines, new fuel lines. The brake lines actually don't look too bad, but kind of where the fittings go, they're kind of corroded. So we're going to freshen all that up. One thing that is a little, might cause a few problems is this rear end. I took the cover off, and the gears and everything seem to be fine. Like mechanically it works fine. But when I took the rear end out, this perch broke off. I noticed when I was looking at the truck, shortly after I got it, you could see cracks along those welds, but I couldn't tell if it had actually come off. But looking at it now, it's very evident. And it also has like some wear grooves in there, almost like as the suspension was moving, it was kind of like wearing into that pipe, so, or the axle tube. But that shouldn't be a big deal. I may just get new perches for it, because this side, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of beat up too. The back side of it back there isn't too bad, but this front side it's kind of like almost like crushed a little bit. As I said, this truck did have helper springs on it, and you could see where the rubber mounts were on the helper springs, that it was on the helper springs. So looks like they were putting some weight in this at some point and took its toll on those perches. Not to mention that it looks, because that one was broken, the rear end was probably trying to, the other side wasn't holding, so it was probably putting a lot of force on this driver's side. So we're going to get that corrected. I don't know if you can see it, but there are like notches like in there from where the leaf springs were. And again, I just wonder if that rear end was moving around a little bit because of that broken perch. I think what I may do is just run a little bit of weld across there, grind it back down smooth, so that when we put the new leaf springs in, or I'm using the same leaf springs, when we put the new leaf spring bolts in, they won't want to just kind of go to that groove. So we might do that. But otherwise, the rear end seems to be in good shape. Rebuild the brakes and the backing plates, clean those up. But that's the plan for the back end of it. So I think the last video I had, we were working on the rockers. Those are all done. This side is all done. It just kind of spotted some primer on it. Right now it's pretty cold out, so once the weather warms up a little bit, we'll hit this with I might do some red primer over top, because as I've sanded through everything, as you can see on the truck everywhere else, there's like a red primer underneath. So I may hit it with some red primer and then just kind of dust over with the with this green color just to kind of give it that little bit of a patina look. I don't want it to look 100% new, especially like on this cab corner. I might try blending that in a little bit. But that's about all we've been up to. I can show you the pile of stuff that came off the truck. All the old shocks, helper springs, helper spring brackets, old exhaust. There's some old flooring. The two tanks there are the auxiliary tanks that were in the truck originally. You can see there's these holes that were in the truck. I'm going to put those back in. They're not going to be functional, but I don't know, I just think it was kind of neat. It was an old farm truck, and those tanks kind of fit the theme of the truck, and it will help seal up those holes that I have in the bed. We found that luckily the holes they cut in these are the same size hole as what is used in the cab of the truck for the regular gas tank, so I'll have new grommets for that. In this bag is the engine block, the 350 engine block. Got that all apart and took that to be hot tanked. So that's all clean, oiled, and we're going to go take it to get looked at, magnafluxed, and see what we need for that. Hopefully we can reuse the rotating assembly for it. I think I am going to put some aftermarket cylinder heads on it. In the long run, it's probably cheaper and better performing to just go ahead and do that rather than try to recondition the steel heads that are going to need some work anyhow. But that's it. Just wanted to give you a quick update, and as soon as once we get the tank, I'll do a little video on that, just showing you how I mounted that, and yeah, we'll show you the progress from then on. So please like and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, please let us know. You can comment below. Thanks.